Hello everyone, it is Jazz here, and today I am doing my 300 plus subscribers Q&A video. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed to this channel and watched these videos, and also who have left just fabulous, loving comments in the comment section, because you guys rock. And in honor of all your awesomeness, I wanted to answer some of your questions, so I had you send some in, and I'm going to just answer these right now, so let's jump in. First, we have a set of 3 questions, and they are all bookish related ones. So they are: do you prefer buying books in stores or online? Do you like new or used books? And what is one book you recommend to everyone, readers and non-readers alike? So the first 2 questions kind of have the same answer, and that is both. I love buying books in stores. I love buying books online. I also love both new and used books. My process of buying books is kind of interesting. I found that most of the time, if I'm going to buy books that I have not read already, I usually end up getting those used at either a library book sale or at the thrift store or something like that, because that way I haven't spent too much money on them if I end up not enjoying them. Now, if I do go to more of a mainstream bookstore or a really cool like indie bookstore to buy books, I have found that if I'm buying books that I haven't read already, I'm usually buying a classic book at those places. And the reason for that is when I get classic books, I want to make sure that they are a fairly nice edition, and also I want to make sure that the print size isn't too small. And if you end up getting them online, you don't know what the print size looks like. Now, the other thing that I do when I do buy brand new books is that I love to buy books that are really nice hardcover editions or really nice cool editions of books that I have already read, such as illustrated, annotated, all that cool stuff. And I've already read the book, so I know that I like it, and I just want to get like a really nice edition that's maybe nicer than like the paperback or the edition that I currently have. When it comes to this, I will go about any way that I can to get that book. I will buy it online, I will buy it in the store, whatever is available to me to buy that book, I will get that really cool edition in that way. And I do also online get used books, because I do use on Amazon the used book section sometimes, especially if I want a hardcover of a book that has been out for a really long while, but I know that I like the book, so I want to get the hardcover. And usually it's pretty inexpensive, and you get fairly good condition books that way. I've also found that I do buy a lot of graphic novels and things new online, because it's a little just easier to find what you want. Even though I went into a lot of detail here, I guess the short answer is that I do really enjoy buying books in any way, shape, and form, as long as the book comes in decent condition that I can read it and it's not falling apart. As for a book that I tend to recommend for everyone, non-readers, readers, all that stuff, I first of all do tend to recommend The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton quite often. I think it's short, it's easy to read. I think that it's something that a variety of ages would like, that people that are readers and non-readers could enjoy, just because the subject matter is pretty relatable, and it's also a book where both guys and girls would like it. So I do find myself recommending this quite often. And another one that I often feel like I want to recommend is Holes by Louis Carr, just because of kind of the same reason. It's middle grade, and it does have a fantastical element, but it's not too fantastical for the people that don't really dig fantasy. And it's an adventure, and a variety of ages could enjoy it. It takes you on a nice journey, and it does have some really cool subject matter. And yet again, it is another book that I think both guys and girls can enjoy. Next, we have another set of 3 questions. So they are: what is your favorite non-fiction book? What's your favorite animated movie based on literature? And are we ever going to see you do some dancing videos? Because that's one of the things that I do. I'm a dancer. What are some of my favorite nonfiction books? This is a question that my mom asked in the last Q&A. So I have kind of answered this, but I have a bonus book for you guys. So I'm going to kind of answer with the same two books that I said before, and then I'm going to give you my bonus book. So the first one is a book that is probably going to come up on my channel a lot because I'm reading it for the second time, and I already kind of talked about the reasons why I liked it, but it is Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt. And as I said in my currently reading video, I really like that it has a nice balance of being truly sad and also being a little bit humorous about the sadness, so that it can kind of be an enjoyable read despite how like sad it is. That is why I really enjoyed this one, and I'm really intrigued to see what I think of it as I reread it. Another super favorite of mine is a book called My Year with Eleanor by Noelle Hancock. This is a memoir about a woman who decides to do something that scares her every day based on a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. And I really love this because the situations she gets in are quite humorous, trying to do something that scares her every day. I also like her descriptions of her friendships and her relationship in it. And lastly, this is a really cool way to learn some really interesting facts about Eleanor Roosevelt in just quick snippets. My bonus one that I have not yet talked about is a book called Dream More by Dolly Parton, which is based on a commencement speech, I believe, that she did for a college, and she decided to expand it and write this book. And it's basically just like her ideology on life and what she thinks about certain subjects. And I just enjoyed this book so much because it just made my soul happy. Like, it just made me feel good because I really love the way Dolly puts things and words them. And also this book, somewhere in it, also includes some of her quotes, which gave me just such a giggle. I just got a kick out of this book. And if you want a really short nonfiction read that just makes you feel good, Dream More is definitely a cool one to read if you just want to like get some nice short snippets and read something that takes you like, I don't know, an hour or two to read. I really had to brainstorm to think of a favorite animated film that was based on literature, but a lot of them are Disney ones. My top Disney films are Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, and also Tangled. Now, all three of them, of course, have really fabulous music that I love and will sing any day of the week and all day. But I feel like on Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid, I really relate to both Ariel and to Belle quite a lot, and I think that's why I enjoy them as Disney princesses, and also really enjoy the movies. When those came out on Blu-ray, I like flipped out. I was like, I'm getting it now, people. Like, it was that kind of obsession. Now, for Tangled, I love it because every single thing in Tangle is good, and I think it's really quotable, it's really memorable. It's like one of those films that you like find yourself acting out all the time. I just love every section of that movie, and I just get such a laugh out of that movie. But for a non-Disney animated film that I really super enjoy, I have to say Anastasia. While it is not necessarily based on literature, it is based sort of on history, and I'm sure there's plenty of literature that is written about Anastasia, or even fictionalized literature written about Anastasia, so I'm going to include it as one of my super duper favorites. Yet again, the songs are flipping brilliant. I love them, and also I really love all the like sidekicks in the movie, and I wish for the love of peace that I could go and see the Broadway show because I would just die, but I don't live in New York, so I can't go see it. I really love that one, and I often go around quoting Bartok the Bat and being like, yeah, and then I key cursor. Yeah. It's obsessive. As for if you guys are going to see any dancing on this channel, I would really like to make that happen. And several months ago, I actually had like a really cool idea planned to incorporate some dancing onto this channel. However, the plans that I had got kind of set to the side, and there were two reasons for that. The first one was that my health has not been particularly great recently. They are minor health issues, but it's enough that I just have had some days where I am not a functional human being, and I don't talk about this a lot on my channel because I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but you know, that is a factor. Now, I am working on like improving my health and getting better so that physically I can choreograph and also be able to dance, because when you're like not functional, you definitely cannot do like a high energy dance for people on YouTube. You know what I mean? And the other reason is just that I started a new job in January and I'm still trying to balance out like my schedule with filming and also doing, you know, my actual work that I do. And it's starting to get where things are kind of going to balance out, and I'm gonna like see more like what my schedule is gonna look like. But right now it's kind of like I'm doing a lot, so I'm trying to not like overwhelm myself until my health is better. I'm hoping soon I'll be able to show you guys some dancing or do my dancing plan that I kind of wanted to incorporate on this channel. Maybe in the summer, but I don't want to like make any promises because you know, I gotta see what happens with life. The next question is, are you active in theater? The answer is yes, I have been involved in theater, and I am sort of currently involved in theater as a teacher. So I have taken quite a few workshops, done a lot of acting lessons, and when I was younger I did do quite a bit of theater and musical theater. And I thought that was going to be like my goal, like that I was going to do that. But at the age of 19, I decided to run a dance studio, and I started my own business and did that. And because it was my own business, it was kind of like I had to be focused on that. And I did that for 7 years until I decided to close. And then after I got out of it, I didn't really enjoy auditioning that much. And so I decided to just kind of focus on like writing music and doing my dance teaching and things like that. And I did do some acting though, because I did get a job for 2 seasons on a children's TV show called Toon Time. So Toon Time was like a Christian TV show, and it was just for kids, and it was super, super cute, and it still airs. It airs on Smile of a Child, so if you have a Smile of a Child, you can watch me maybe on there. I had like a role that kind of came in and out, and her name was Tilly, and she was a dance teacher, also delivered mail. I do finally have Smile of a Child now, so I can actually watch episodes of Toon Time on my TV, which is kind of exciting now. My mom has taped some episodes. It's really fun. However, now I mostly am doing musical theater in a teaching capacity, which kind of leads in to our next question, which is, what do you do for a living? So what I'm currently doing as a living is I currently teach at a dance studio. And what I do there is I teach both dance and musical theater classes. So I teach like a little class that's like Broadway Babies, which is like 2 to 4 year olds, and then I teach 2 musical theater classes. I'm directing like little plays, and I also teach jazz dancing, which works really well with my name. So those were my answers to all your fabulous questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this, even though I personally feel like I babbled like a heck a ton throughout this video, but maybe you enjoyed that, so I really hope you did. That is it for the video today, and I will see you all soon, my fabulous peeps. Bye!